Hello. A little while back, in fact only a couple of weeks back, I made myself a pair of very short jump leads. Here they are. Crocodile clip at one end and on the other battery terminal. Very useful for getting power from a good battery to a not good battery because the cables are so short. However, they're not really of much use for jump starting a car without a spare battery. So I'm going to put them back up there and make myself another set, a proper set, with a decent length of cable that is, well, very thick. Laying on the floor there is some cable that I had the joy of taking out of a BMW a few years back, because the batteries are located in the boot, so you need some really very heavy duty cable. It has to be thick enough to reliably get all the electricity from one end of the cable to the other. Otherwise, well, obviously the car wouldn't start. And also you'd have problems with your electrical supply, running your ECUs and everything else that a car needs. That would make it a problem. Your typical jump leads that you may buy from the shop aren't really up to the job, are they? The amount of times you see someone with their car hooked up to someone else's and they're revving the engine trying to get more power through, and the cable just hasn't really got the capacity to do it in the first place because of the tiny amount of copper running through the cable. The other problem we find with these is they just tend to be crimped into place like that and don't even make a particularly good contact. And that's why when I did my short cables, I soldered them as well. But then I've since been told that you might not really get quite enough heat through and into it so it sticks on both sides and eventually it could fall apart in the same way that the rest of the jump leads would. So what about welding? Well, welding might not work too well because there are different melting points between copper and steel. And actually what you really need to do is use some sort of filler and braze it. But I can't do that. So what I'm going to do is just try to weld it on a very low heat instead. See how that goes. I think I could end up with this melting quite a bit unless I'm very, very careful here. But that's not going to hold that on that well because it's just not got the power to grip it. Am I feeling confident this will work? Not really. But I am going to give it a go anyway, because that's how I do things. If only I could see what I was doing, this would be great. Hey, got a bit of my hearing back just then. Well, I certainly got a bit of heat through there and it's pretty well stuck. The only trouble is I put the heat shrink stuff there and it's melted itself, so I'm going to have to just tape that up. Just do the second one. Last one, and yes, I forgot the heat shrink again. Time for a cup of tea. And after I've had that cup of tea, I shall try it out with Nigel. Effectively, the idea is to make a set of jump leads that are so good, this car doesn't even need a battery to start. A set of jump leads that are actually longer than the car. The only thing of concern here, really, is whether these crocodile clips are actually good enough, because they don't look like they're making such a good contact there to me. See, no battery. Will they be good enough? No. Unless it really is just down to the fact that these aren't particularly good grippy crocodile clippies. Change of battery, that one needs charging. This one's got a bit more left in it, although according to my battery charger it's only 30% full. But look at the size of the thing. Should be enough, shouldn't it? Let's try again. Well, look at that. No battery, and it's running. There we go. I can achieve something.